Alright lads, so if you ever wondered what character in the game Bleach Brave Souls has the most versions of said character, well in today's video we're here to do that in a top 10 manner, top 10 characters that have the most versions in Bleach Brave Souls. Now before we do begin the video, when it comes to the free-to-play characters, we are including them, however they're only going to count as one entry. So best example, the Senkamoon characters where there is a character in every single attribute despite them all being the exact same character, we're going to class that as 1 and not 5. So without further ado, let's jump into it with number 10. And starting off our list, we actually have two characters tied in at 10th place, that being Momo and also Shunsui. Both of these characters coming in with 8 different versions themselves that span across 1000-Year Blood War, Spirits Are Fair With You, Premiums, and also Seasonals. In Shunsui's case, most of his characters come from the Premium pool, while Momo is tied, 4 of her characters coming from the Premium pool, the other 4 coming from the Seasonal pool. In 9th place, this time around, we actually have 4 characters tied for this particular position, that being Ruruka, Jushiro, Yama, and also Mayuri, all with 9 different versions of themselves. Not really surprised to see these particular characters here. In Ruruka's case though, most of her characters come from the seasonal pool, which should be expected, she does get thrown to a lot of seasonal banners. In Jushiro's case, 6 of his characters come from the premium pool, while the others come from seasonals or limited pools. Most of Yamamoto's characters come from the premium pool, and the same can be said for Mayuri, where most of his characters also come from the premium pool. And that includes 5 different Mayuris to be exact. In 8th place, all of these characters have 10 different versions of themselves, and that includes Renji, Okiura, Uryu, and also Gin. And at least to me, I'm not sure if I'm the only one, it didn't feel like Renji had that many characters in game, but no, he actually has 10 different versions of himself, most of them again coming from the premium pool. In Okiura's case, he also has 5 characters from the premium pool, while the other 5 consist of an anniversary character, seasonals, and also limited time characters. Uryu also has majority of his characters come from the premium pool, does have a few limited and also an anniversary character himself, and in Gin's case, most of his characters, 5 to be exact, actually come from the seasonal pool. And in Gin's case, because he is scheduled to get a Spirits Are Fair With You version eventually, he is also going to eventually get bumped up to the 7th place spot. Because in 7th place, this time around, we only have 3 characters, that being Haribo, Shinji, and also Kenpachi. All of these characters come with 11 different versions. And in Haribo's case, it shouldn't be a surprise that most of her characters come from the seasonal pool. Whereas in Shinji's case, majority of his characters come from the premium pool. And in Kenpachi's case, while it's true he has some limited time characters, most of his also do come from the premium pool. However, it's very surprising that he only actually has 1 seasonal character. For a character as cool as Kenpachi and as hype as Kenpachi, he only has 1 seasonal character, a character that came out before Global even released. So basically in the last 6 or so years, we have yet to get a new seasonal Kenpachi. 2 characters are tied in 6th place. In this case, we have Orihime and also Retsu, both of these characters having 12 different versions. And in Orihime's case, most of her characters come from the seasonal pool, while in Retsu's case, most of her characters come from the premium pool. In 5th place, we have Aizen, Grimmjow, Kisuke, and also Nelliel, all with 13 different versions. And in my opinion, it's quite crazy to think about there's this many characters out there that have this many different versions of themselves. Most of these come from premium pools, seasonal pools, a few free characters, and of course also limited time characters such as 1000-Year Blood War and also Kanfi on Worlds. In Nell's case in particular though, most of her characters come from the seasonal pool, which shouldn't be a surprise. Again, she gets thrown into a lot of seasonal banners. In 4th place, this time around, we only have 1 character, and it's actually Soifon. This to me was the biggest surprise in the entire list, because I knew Soifon had a lot of characters, but to make it this high into the list, to have more characters than someone like Aizen, Grimmjow, Kisuke, even Orihime, that was the big surprising thing to me. Now in Soifon's case, she does have a decent ratio to premium seasonal characters and also limited time free characters even, which is probably why she made it this high. She has many different forms and also apparently looks good in a seasonal outfit, considering that she does have a lot of different seasonal characters. Coming in at 3rd place, we actually only have 1 character again this time around, and that is actually Byakuya with 15 different characters. This one shouldn't really come as a surprise. Byakuya is a very popular character, especially given the fact that Byakuya is seen almost every single time in the Bankai live streams. It's clear to see that Byakuya is down for any type of character, and in this case, he has many different premium characters, seasonal characters, limited characters, and also an anniversary character. So it really shouldn't come as a surprise that Byakuya has 15 different versions, taking the 3rd place spot. And in 2nd place, we actually have 3 different characters taking up this spot. Who could they be? Well, all these characters have 17 different versions in themselves, and it consists of Toshiro, Rukia, and also Yoruichi. That's a lot of characters. There's 3 characters here with 17 different versions. Meanwhile, an Alan Yodel fan like myself only has 2 copies. These characters have 17. And it makes sense. These are fan favorites, and in Caleb's sake, they like to throw them in many different banners. Toshiro having access to many different premium characters, seasonal characters, free characters, and of course also 1000 Year Blood War characters. And eventually, he is going to get a Spirits Off every character, and that will push him above the other 2 characters. But at the same time, Rukia potentially could get an anniversary character sometime soon, so she could also maybe stay on par with Toshiro. And in Yoruichi's case, Caleb never shied away from putting her into a seasonal banner, so for the most part, at least until the end of this game, these 3 characters are probably always going to be fighting for that second place spot. Now, before we do go into the number 1 spot, let's hit you lads with some fun stats regarding the Bleach Brave Soul characters. The character with the most premium characters in-game actually goes to Ichigo and Shinji. Shinji is tied with Ichigo with 8 different premium characters. The character with the most seasonal characters goes to Rukia. That was a big surprise. I surely thought it would have been Yoruichi. The character with the most anniversary versions of themselves, of course, goes to Ichigo, with 7 different characters. The character with the most 1000 Year Blood War versions goes to Ichigo. Originally, it was Ichigo tied with Yamamoto, but with the most recent 1000 Year Blood War 2022 version, Ichigo now takes that spot as having the most 1000 Year Blood War characters. The character with the most Conflict on World characters includes Hikone, Grimmjow, Hallibell, and also Neliel. All 4 of these characters have 2 separate Conflict World versions. For the character with the most Spirits Off overview versions, that goes to Kenpachi, as he himself does have a Beyond Bankai form and also a Canon Safui form. For the character with the most movie versions, that's actually tied once more with 5 characters, Ichigo, Senna, Rukia, Kusaka, and also Shuren, all having 2 different versions. And for the character with the most Burn the Witch versions, that of course goes to both Nini and Noelle, as they both have 2 separate versions. And then when it comes to the individual attributes, looking at the Technique version, the character with the most Technique versions is actually Ichigo, as he does have 6. For Heart, it's also Ichigo, as he does have 7. For Power, it's also Ichigo, as he does have 6. For Mind, surprise, surprise, it's Ichigo. He does have 9 different Mind characters. And then for the character with the most Speed versions, it actually goes to 2 characters, Ichigo, of course, and also Yoruichi, both of these characters actually having 5 different versions. And of course, that now leaves our last character with the most different variant forms of themselves in Bleach Brave Souls. Who could it possibly be? Drumroll, please. It's Ichigo. Come on now. If you didn't think it was Ichigo, you'd be absolutely insane. And in Ichigo's case, he actually does have 27 different versions of himself. Technically more, again, if you were to include the duplicates, such as the Arena Ichigo, the newly released Fierce Battle Ichigo, and also the Senkamon Ichigos, that's easily shooting him up to around 30 plus characters. And the craziest part about this particular number is that we aren't satisfied. We want more. How many of you lads in the comment section want to get another Dangai Ichigo, another Full Hollow Ichigo, a new Visored Ichigo, a Bankai Fullbring Ichigo, even the Fullbring Ichigo? There's forms that are missing, and this character has 27 plus characters. That right there is absolutely insane. No one's ever going to catch up to Ichigo, and he's always going to hold down that title of the character with the most versions of the game, and most of them actually come from the premium pool. And it's kind of crazy to think about that Ichigo himself doesn't even have that many seasonal versions. So even though it feels like Caleb showers with Ichigos, they could be showering us with more Ichigos, which is the scariest part. But with that said, lads, that was the video for today. The top 10 characters with the most characters in the game. Who's surprised Ichigo came at number 1? But with that said, hope you guys did enjoy the video. I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.